Okay guys, so we are now back at Furman after 9 weeks of traveling throughout Southern Africa. We've been to South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, and a day trip in Zimbabwe. So we're going to give you a quick overview of where all we've been and then share some of our favorite memories. So to start off the trip, we flew from Atlanta to Johannesburg. We were in Joburg for a week, and then after Joburg, we drove down to Barberton, where we got to experience the Geo Trail. That was really cool, lots of rocks. From Barberton, we drove down to Giant's Castle, where we hiked along the Great Escarpment. Then we drove to Durban. We went to Durban. I keep getting these all mixed up. We went to Durban, and we got to swim in the Indian Ocean. And then the delicious buffet.
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Buffet of a lifetime. And then from Durban, we flew to Cape Town.
In Cape Town, we had a marvelous time with the Penguins, Cape Point, and Bishop Story. From there, we flew to Namibia, Swakopmund, dunes, dune shoot, dune boarding, quad biking, and skydiving. What a day. Then we went to Corriehaus homestays.
Rural homestays.
Pit latrines.
Yes.
Heat.
Very hot.
Then we went to Windhoek, the lovely Villa Vista, where we threw Dr. Mahar her bachelorette party 10 years later. Great dance, great dessert, all around great time. Botswana?
Then, from Windhoek, we drove across the Botswana border. We met our lovely safari guides at the border. They picked us up. It was a sketchy border crossing.
Yes.
It wasn't really sketchy. I don't know why I just said that. But it was a border crossing. So we drove into Botswana, and we stayed at 5 camps. We camped all the way through Botswana. The first one we stayed in was Hansi. And then we were there for a couple nights. And then we went to Maun. And then 4 nights in the deep bush. And then... that was at 2 different campsites. Genuinely can't remember the names of them, but they were lovely. One was in Chobe and one was in the Moremi.
It was Moremi
Game Reserve.
Savuti, and then Chobe.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. So last stop in Botswana was in Kasane, where that was in Chobe.
Yes.
Okay, that was Kasane. And then from Kasane we flew back to Joburg and then back to the U.S. So, yes. Okay. Here's some of our favorite memories.
Is hiking up Giant's Castle and very much underestimating the size of it and almost dying halfway up.
One of my favorite memories from the trip is singing karaoke with everyone in Swakopmund.
One of my favorite memories was on the sailboat cruise, and we saw all the dolphins off the side and the sun was setting, and it was so pretty. And everyone was throwing up, and I was drunk.
One of my favorite memories was our free day in Namibia when we went quad biking, skydiving, and dune boarding.
My favorite memory was when I came back from dinner and there was a bridal shower for me. 10 years after I got married.
My favorite memory is probably the talk we had from Bishop Story in Cape Town. I just felt like inspired and challenged. And then another one that's like really probably tied is our first day when we came on safari. We saw like a whole herd of elephants at this watering hole. Just everyone's excitement and joy at the animals, and just how we had seen them from a distance. We thought that was what we were gonna see, and there was like so many right there, and babies. It was awesome. So I'll treasure both of those for sure.
My favorite memory on this trip has been when I was standing under the rain of Victoria Falls. Oh, look at that baboon passing. The rain of Victoria Falls just raining down on me. It's the second to last day of the trip. It just felt like it was just all coming together. I was there with my bestest friends and we were just getting rained on. And then also the time I laughed the hardest, which I love laughing, so this is a great memory, was when David came into my tent. I convinced him that we're having a slumber party and he was going to sleep in my pea-soaked bed.
My favorite memory of the trip was diving in the Namibian desert. Yeah. And I think looking up at the stars in our rural homestay in Corriehaus and just hanging out with everyone. I also love Victoria Falls. A lot of great things have happened on this trip. Hard to narrow it down to one or two.
Number 2.
Okay, so my favorite
favorite memory from the trip will probably be when we were coming back from Giant's Castle and we were so tired, but it had been like the most amazing day ever. And we had this wonderful meal and it was just sort of like a triumphant day. Everyone was really excited and like, I don't know, the food was really good. I just knew that day was going to be one of the best days of my life and I would never forget it. So that's probably the most meaningful memory. And the time I laughed the hardest was probably when we like did our boating outfits and just being on the boat cruise and then seeing like 4 people leaned over the side of the boat puking their guts out. It was so funny to me. So
I think my favorite memory from the trip is hiking in Drakensberg because it was just the most beautiful place, and when we had to conquer the baboons, it was the most like, we still didn't super know each other, and it was like this fun, ridiculous time where we like really bonded and we sung Super Trooper really low and had rocks, and it was super fun. It was great.
Okay, I have a couple favorite memories. One of mine was when we were in Cape Town and we were sailing on the sailboat, and the sun was setting and the dolphins were literally swimming like right next to the boat. That was amazing. And then another one was hiking in Giant's Castle. I know everyone has said that, but I think it just tells how beautiful it was. And another favorite memory is when we danced for Dr. Mahar's bachelorette party. There was a lot of time and effort that went into that, and I believe that we pulled it off really well. And another favorite memory was when Marco got attacked by a baboon, and that was very, very funny, and I laughed my head off instead of helping. But it was fun.
Hello. Let's see. A lot of people have said a lot of my favorite memories, but one of my favorite memories was after our rural homestay when we finally got together, all of us, and we all hugged. And it was fun because the first homestay we didn't at all. But then this one, guys, be quiet, I'm telling my favorite memory. But this one, stop spreading rumors about Caroline.
What's happening?
Spill the hot goss.
In this one.
Guys, she needs to tell her memory. Hush, hush.
We all hugged. It was really nice. And then afterwards, we went, like 5 of us, Caroline, Catherine, me, Hayden, and Zach, went on the hottest bus ever because it had no air condition. It was Homeboys, Peter's van, and we just sang and were delirious from the heat. And it was wonderful.
Okay, favorite memory. The evenings at St. Benny's in the library area, and then also breakfast at Villa Vista.
My favorite memory was the booze cruise, and it was fun, wild, romping was on, people were yakking, it was a good night.
Okay, my favorite memory was when we were in Swakopmund, Namibia, and it was the day after the free day in the dunes, and we went on this dune tour. It was a dune and reptile tour with basically the Namibian version of Steve Irwin. It was wonderful. He ran around with no shoes on. Just like, we're the only people in the desert, or in the dune desert. Yeah, it's a desert. We were the only people in the dunes, and he like let us out of the car to go look for animals. Like, he went to go look for animals, and then we just got to run and play on the dunes, and it was the most fun. There's a whole vlog about it, but it was the most fun day, just running and playing in the sand. Just, amazing.
My favorite memory was singing and doing weird accents with my amazing dishwashing crew.
Flight number 3, Greenville. Here we come in 35 minutes.